and go ahead.
All right. Hey, everybody. I'm super excited to have you guys all on the webinar tonight. I brought in a powerhouse mentor friend of mine that I've met approximately a month ago, and he's been, of course, teaching and training lots of juicy goodness, and I love it. And I'm excited to share it with all of you guys tonight, and so I want you to definitely stay tuned as well. At the end, there'll be a special bonus that we want to share with you guys as well. So basically, I'll introduce myself for those of you that might not know who I am. I'm Nikki Miller, and I've been in network marketing for about 10 years. And what kind of brought me into network marketing has just been that I've always loved the aggressive compensation plan and the ability to have time freedom to help raise my family. We all get life events that come about. And some of those things are kids and surgeries and injuries that could maybe put you out of work or just maybe make you want to stay home and not work so that you can raise your family. And I've had a multitude of things that have kind of come up, and network marketing has really been a welcomed journey. I've learned a lot. I've grown. I've become more confident and just a better person, a better leader, a better friend, and definitely a better family member to contribute to our household. And so network marketing is just awesome. I love it. I will always be a network marketer. What I've also learned to realize is we all create lists. We're all calling friends and family. We're knocking on doors. We're handing out flyers, trying to get people to meetings. We're leaving business cards everywhere, peppering public bathrooms, whatever else we can find. And I know in my brain, I thought there has got to be a better way to do this that is not so daunting. Less work, reaching more people, that kind of thing. And it exists, people. There's really a way. I also wanted to just share a little bit. Gabby has been wanting to join the meeting tonight too and kind of share a little bit about herself. However, her audio is not working optimally, so we're going to try to stumble through a little bit of her introduction. And I'm not sure if Bert can get the slides up for us. There's little Miss Gabby. So Gabby came into network marketing as well. I actually met Gabby about a year ago, and she's been a wonderful friend and business partner on this journey with me in network marketing. And we are definitely learning a lot now as we're trying to train and become network marketing professionals together. Gabby has a beautiful 5-year-old daughter, Evelyn, and Evelyn is a lot of her purpose and why she wants network marketing to be something available to her for generations and to be able to help raise her family as well. She has been out of work for several years, suffering from a debilitating disease. Most people are familiar with Lyme disease. It can be very debilitating, and it has been financially and physically for Gabby. And network marketing and the business that we're in has been truly a godsend for her and her family. And I am blessed to know her. I would not know Gabby if it wasn't for network marketing. And it's an absolute honor and a pleasure to have Gabby part of the team and part of our webinar tonight. So I'm very excited to have Gabby on tonight as well. And shoot, that's me. So a little bit more about me, I guess, is we're all used to society's view of the way we should raise our families and the way that we should work in society, and that we should be turning into a brick and mortar and clocking into a 9-to-5 job every day. But at the end of the day, when you clock out, your job is done, and if you miss your day of work because you have a sick child or you're in surgery or you have other life events, those bills still keep coming, but the paychecks don't. And with network marketing, there's a residual income, and that's really the beauty with this. So I just wanted to share a little bit. I went to college, I became a registered nurse. I did all those things. I've several surgeries and an injury, and 3 kids later. That's a lot of my purpose for why we are doing what we're doing. So, next slide. Gabby and I are having a little lunch date. Is there another one, Bert?
No, that's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Well,
The next one goes into my stuff, so.
Okay, great. Well, I definitely want to introduce you guys all to Bert. Bert Bledsoe is, like I said, he is a networking powerhouse, and I've had the pleasure of becoming good friends with him, and I definitely value him as a professional and as a mentor, and he's been a game changer for me in the last 30 days, and I just can't thank you enough, Bert. So I definitely appreciate that you're here with us tonight, and let's get the show on the road.
Awesome. Well, first of all, thank you for having me, both you and Gabby. It's my pleasure to be here this evening. And I want to welcome everyone that made a decision, that decided to this evening take a few minutes and join us. Join us on just what we're gonna. I'm gonna call it. It's gonna be a quick journey, right? And I like to call this a quick journey because it really is gonna be a quick amount of time. We're not gonna be here for very long. I'm gonna get you out of here by the top of the hour, okay? And what I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you a powerful method that I personally have used, and it's actually been a method, a compilation of methods that other people that have had very much, geez, I'm like almost tongue-tied right now. That's very rare for me. That have had tremendous success, have used over and over and over again. And what I did was I tried to take a couple of those methods, blend them together, really codify it, and set up a system that I could then teach and show other people how to do, how to implement those same things, and really have some amazing results in a quick amount of time, no matter where your skill set was. So whether you've been doing this for 10 years like Nikki, or maybe you're here tonight and you're like, well, I haven't been network marketing for 10 years. What if I've only been doing this for a couple of months? Or what if I just got on board, a few weeks ago? Well, that's great. Okay, what we're going to show you, it works no matter where you're at in your mission, in your journey. So I'm going to go back to the slideshow. Let me pull that back up if I can figure out. Bear with us with technology here. We may have some technical glitches once in a while. We tried to infuse different slideshows. You tell me if you can see the slideshow. Can you all see the slideshow again here?
Yes, we can.
Awesome. Okay, so this is me. I'm Bert Bledsoe, right? And that's just a little silly picture of me in my backyard, and I got a little bunny in my hands. You probably can't really barely see it, but there's just like a little surprise in my hand, and it's a little baby bunny. And if you stick with us tonight, all the way through the webinar, just like in this picture, like I'm holding this little special surprise, we're going to give you something really special at the end of the webinar. So stick with us. We're going to give you something really special. Now, I'm not going to go into all kinds of pictures of me and my family and slides and tell you, some big long story that started way back in 1973. Okay? I'm going to tell you this. I'm married. I recently got married just a few years ago now. It'll be a couple years here in September, okay, that I've been married to my beautiful wife, Jessica. I live here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. The reason I have a little baby bunny in my hand is because here it's sort of rural for a city, and we have a little urban homesteading project going on, and so we have little bunnies and chickens and goats running around our property. So I had the opportunity not too long ago to discover network marketing while I was still employed full time. And while I was employed at that employer, I had the opportunity to build that network marketing company. I made a few $100, and I thought, man, I could do this, and I quit my job. Now, I'm not suggesting that anyone here tonight goes out and quits their job like I did. That might not have been the greatest idea at the time. But I didn't know that at the time. And so I just was kind of naive to what was happening, and I heard some people say that they would help me in building my business, and I didn't have any reason to not believe them, so I simply followed some directions. And that's what I want you to be open to do tonight. is I want you to be open to do something like what I did. And I simply made a decision that I would be willing to follow some directions, that I was willing that someone else would actually be willing to take some time to show me how I could go and create some success in my business, and they would do that simply because someone had done that for them. That's it. And that's what I'm going to do tonight. So tonight I'm going to show you something that's called the 555 method. And you can call it the 555 method, or you could call it the 555 method, however you want to spell that. Now, I know that in the background, Gabby's laughing right now. You can't see her computer, but I know she's getting a chuckle, right? Because I spelled it out for you. Or when I put the numbers, that was like I was holding up my hand for you, like 555. So that's it, right? However you want to call it, if you want to write it out, you want to put the numbers, either way, it's 555. Now, what I really like to consider this skill set to be is something that I call, and that others that I work with and colleagues, we kind of coined this idea that it's online networking. Okay, so these are the fundamentals that will always get you results regardless of what's hot right now. You know, maybe Facebook is really hot for right now, but guess what? So was MySpace not too many years ago. Right? Maybe Twitter is hot right now, but maybe YouTube's going to be, hot later. Right now, Instagram is the new thing, right? It's the new hot, fresh thing. The fundamentals the 555 are going to show you are going to apply across all of these platforms, and they're going to apply no matter what is in right now. So the really great part about this is that you can use this method on platforms that you're already on to maximize the network that you already have. All right, don't worry about going to bertbledsoe.com/5. You don't have to go to any websites. You don't have to go to anything, because I'm going to show it to you all here tonight. Okay, so it's called the 555 method because originally we started by using 3 5-minute intervals. Okay, what are the intervals? You want to probably have a piece of paper. Maybe you have a pad of paper or a spiral notebook. You want to have a pencil or a pen. And I'm going to give you a moment. Maybe you weren't prepared. You're like, well, geez, I didn't know there's going to be notes. It's only a half hour. But I suggest that you do take notes. I also suggest if you got the Facebook open or the Skype or anything's going on, just shut those things down just for a few minutes. Just for the next few minutes that we're together, so that you can pay attention, you can actually see what we're teaching you here, and know that you are going to be able to go and apply these methods and get some results. And like I said, if you stay all the way to the end, we're going to give you some super, super special. So what are the intervals? Number 1, the very first interval is the warm-up. Interval number 2 is new connections, and interval number 3 is respond. So those are the very 3 intervals that we're going to talk about this evening in the 555 method. Now, I'm going to talk about something before we talk about the warm-up, and I'm going to talk about why we have it broken into the 3 separate intervals. They're broken into separate events or intervals so that we will do them focused and entirely individualized, meaning that when we're doing the warm-up interval, that's all we're doing. When we move to the new connections interval, we will not be doing any warm-up or any responding. When we get to the response, we will just be responding. We won't be doing new connections or any warm-up. So we're going to stay within each interval for the allotted time, and in this method we're going to show you we're going to be doing each interval for 5 minutes. So the warm-up. This may be the most critical step in this method. If you miss the warm-up, you may be missing the whole show. I want you to think about this. Think about you're an owner of an NFL football team. Imagine right now, and if you're not a fan of football, that's okay. Just imagine a team, any team. Imagine that you have the prosperity and the abundance and the wealth that you actually own that team. And now that team is on the field, and it is the Super Bowl game. And to win the Super Bowl, you have to kick a field goal. And it's a 54-yard field goal. It's a significant distance to kick that field goal. Do you want to send the kicker on the field that just runs onto the field, that just got off the bus 5 minutes before that because you said you needed him? Or do you want the kicker that's been on the sideline, that's been there the whole game, that's been doing his warm-ups? Well, I'm guessing that you probably want the guy that's been doing his warm-ups. I'm going to use another sports reference. Now, don't fault me here because I'm not a huge baseball fan, but I'm pretty sure they have a thing called the bullpen, and they call guys up, and they go get warmed up, and that guy's the next pitcher. They don't send him in cold. They get him warmed up because it's a critical step in the process. So remember, when we're doing this absolutely, I believe, may be the most critical step. If you skip this, you're going to be selling yourself short. Whoops. So let's go to new connections. New connections. This step. You know what? Let me go back. I'm going to, you know what? I want to go back out. I want to just make sure. Give me just a second here. I want to stop the presentation. I want to make sure in the chat area that everyone that's here tonight, that you can actually see us and hear us. So the chat is available. If you go over to the side on the right hand side, you can actually type in. So I see that our guests are here. Can you go in and type, can you see and hear me? And I want to make sure that, yes, you can see my screen. I know that Nikki and Gabby can see it, but I want to make sure that all of our guests here this evening can see that. Let's see if we get, all right, there we go. Hola. All right, there. Oh, I was like, oh, someone said something. I'm waiting for a yes, and it was Nikki saying hello. So let's just check. I know there is just, so Nikki and Gabby, on this specific webinar platform, Webinars on Air, since we're broadcasting live via a Google channel, there will be, thank you, Rhonda, so very much. There will be a little bit of a delay from what we're broadcasting and what you're seeing from what the audience is seeing. So that's why sometimes there's a little delay on the questions. Thank you. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right. So I'm going to go back to the screen share, and we'll go back to the slideshow here. Bam. Bam. All right. Ladies, can you see the slideshow again? Nikki?
I cannot see your slideshow.
Cannot see the slideshow. All right. Can you see the slideshow now?
You're on.
All right. Okay, so the warm-up. So I want to tell you what the warm-up looks like in the 555 method. This method is used to network online. I specifically am going to use, let's say, Facebook for the reference tonight because it's a social media network that's being used on a massive level. They have over 1 billion users. The warm-up is going to consist of people that I already know. So in the Facebook example, over on the right-hand side of Facebook, there's a column, and that column is a little chat box or a little scrolling column of people, of my friends, and it'll have little green dots and your friends. And it'll have little green dots, and it'll tell you, that little green dot will tell you, hey, these people are online right now. And I simply scroll through to my friends, and I send them a message. And for 5 minutes, I scroll, and I scroll, and I message, and I scroll, and I message, and I message, and I message, and I message, and I do that for 5 minutes. And I know what you're going to ask me, well, what do you say? I usually start with something simple like hello or hi. Now, it depends on who the friend is to what I say. If it's my buddy, like I'll tell you about a buddy of mine, my buddy Dustin. He lives here in Colorado. He lives an hour up north, up in Denver, and he's a good friend of mine. So I talk to him regularly. So if I messaged him, I might say something to him like, "Hey, bro, are you around?" That's something that I might say to him because that's how I talk to him. If it was someone else, let's say I came across Nikki and Nikki was in my chat, I might say, "Hey Nikki, how are you doing today?" right? It's that simple because I'm warming up. I'm just doing a warm-up and I'm talking to people I already know. Why am I doing this? Because I'm just trying to get loose. I'm trying to warm up the conversations, and I'm just trying to get some greetings down. And 5 minutes of talking to my friends, I'll start to get comfortable saying hi and saying hello. And that's simply why I do it. And that's where I do it. Now, let me give you one other example. Let's just say that you were going to be making telephone calls to prospective new prospects for your business opportunity or your home-based business. Well, I would do a warm-up in that case too. The warm-up would just look different. It would look like I might call my mom and say hi. I would call a buddy and say, hey buddy, how you doing? What are you doing this weekend, right? And talk for just a few minutes, and I'd have just a few 2 or 3 minute conversations. And then, so I would still be doing a warm-up. So let's move to interval number 2, new connections. New connections is simply meeting people you do not already know. Now, this sounds simple, although it may be one of the more elusive of the intervals. And the reason is because people simply make it very challenging. Now, in just a few moments, when we're finished with the slideshow, we'll jump over. We'll talk to Nikki, and Nikki's actually used this method, and we actually had a conversation just before the webinar this evening, and I want you all to know how powerful this method is and how simple it can be to start making these new connections if you do a warm-up, and how really easily you can start to make new connections. You can start to build your list. And that's what we're talking about ultimately here. We're talking about making new connections so that you can start to build a network of people that know, like, and trust you. That's what we're really looking at. We're going to give you the options and the opportunity to show you how you can do all of this, how you can collect these people, how you're going to capture their contact information so that you can communicate back with them on a regular basis, and you can show them your opportunity. So the new connections phase is done in social networks in a couple of different ways. One is in groups where there's a lot of interaction and people are interacting, where you can go in and then interact with other people and simply start to network with people there. Or you can find authority figures and or people of influence in a specific niche that your target audience is interested in, and you can go and target threads that they're active on, that there's active communication on, and start networking throughout that thread. Now, showing you how to network and doing some of these things are going to be a little bit more than the scope of what we're going to be getting into this evening, of course. Some of these things you're going to want to get with Nikki, you're going to want to get with Gabby, so that they can show you. Their expertise, their literally years and years of knowledge and expertise in networking specifically is going to be able to play into your hand. It's going to be able to lend itself to allow you to tap into the knowledge that they've already gained. That, in combination with providing you with the new skills to be able to use those skills online with what we're doing this evening, is going to make you a powerhouse marketer. It's going to let you become the network leader that you've wanted to become. So, the new connections, very important to do, and we do that immediately following the warm-up so we're comfortable. So, what's the third interval? The third interval is responding. Now we can go back in and start engaging in these conversations online. You see, in step number 1, we did a bunch of outbound messages warming up. In interval number 2, we went out and did new connections, started to meet new people. After those first 2 intervals, we can now jump into the third interval, which is the response phase. Now we can go back and we can clearly spend 5 minutes and clearly focus on just responding to those people that we've engaged with. From there, we can start the entire process again, and the 5-5-5 repeats itself. So in the matter of 15 minutes, imagine 4 sessions of the 5-5-5, 1 hour of networking, of online networking. Imagine how powerful that could be in your business. What would your business look like today if you could generate 3 to 5 new leads, people that wanted to communicate with you on a regular basis? How would your business be different? So now what do? We repeat, and then we repeat, and then we repeat it, and we repeat it again, and that is how simple the 5-5-5 method could be. Now, if you wanted to do longer sessions, you could adjust the times. You could do a 5-10-5. You could do a 5-15-15, right? You could start to play with the length of your sessions. I want to suggest that the warm-up should really never last more than 5 minutes. If you're doing multiple sessions at the same time, when you repeat, the warm-up isn't required. So if you're doing a session back-to-back, you don't need to do another warm-up. Now, can you? Sure, you can, but it's not required. You don't need to. You could just go right into new connections. Now, a lot of times, if you're using your social media, if you're using a social network that you already have, something like Facebook, where you may already have a lot of friends in there, you may just want to do another warm-up to say hello and hi and start engaging these people. And the reason is simple. When you go and engage those people, a lot of them are going to respond. A lot of them are going to ask you what you're up to. Hey, what's going on? Hey, how are you? What's going on with you? And it's an opportunity for you to be able to continue your communication skills, to be able to continue to communicate with them, and if it's appropriate, to be able to share with them exactly what it is that you're so excited about, exactly what your opportunity is. So, if more than 30 minutes has elapsed since doing your last session, your last 5-5-5 session, then I would tell you absolutely that warm-up is required. And that's it. That's the 5-5-5 method. Now, you may be saying, okay, Bert, that seems so simple. Well, that simple method has allowed me to never go back to my 9-to-5 job. It actually has allowed this evening, in about 15 minutes when we conclude our webinar, it's allowed me to have a celebratory night tonight that my wife is actually going into her very last day. She was able to put in her notice over, I think now it was like 6 weeks. My wife is an administrator at a school, and she was actually a department head, and she was actually able to be able to put in her notice. And so tomorrow is actually her last day. I'm not telling you guys to hype it up. I'm telling you this because this method, although it seems very basic, although these concepts seem so simple, these simple, basic concepts have allowed us to live an absolutely incredible life. My wife is able to, we're having, tonight is 'twas the night before freedom for us, right? Like 'twas the night before Christmas. We've been able to be able to do some really fun things. For Christmas, I was able to give my wife an envelope that contained the title to her Prius. We were able to pay off her vehicle, right? Things like that, to me, that's a big deal. That's a big deal to be able to have not too long ago. And maybe you're like this. Maybe you're in a place where you were like I was, where you were sick and tired of being in the rat race. You were sick and tired of struggling. You were sick and tired of working so hard and putting everything of you into something, but you weren't getting all the rewards. Maybe that's where I was, and maybe you're at that place. Well, if that's you, then know that you're in a right place tonight. Tonight, you found a solution. You found someone that says, hey, I can show you a way, right? I've had the opportunity to work with Nikki and Gabby, and what a privilege to work with such powerful women. What an opportunity to work with 2 women that are so passionate about building their team, about In addition to saying, hey, we want to build our team, they said, hey, we want to bring resources to the people that we work with, Bert. We've been working with you, but we want you to, will you come over here? Will you share this with the people that we're working with? Right? Absolutely. There's no way that I can say no to that. How can you say no to that kind of passion, to that kind of determination? And if you're here right now tonight, that's the kind of ladies that you have to know. That's what you can know, that you can be confident tonight to know that you're working with someone that has your interest at heart. Not just, oh, they want to build a business. Oh, let's do this. But hey, how about this? How about if we're building a business, what about if we can provide the infrastructure, the tools, that the necessities required to build a business and have success? What if we could do that and we could provide it for our team? That's powerful. That's a powerful mission, and I'm all about getting behind something like that. So when Gabby and Nikki said, Bert, what do you think about doing a webinar? I said, I think it's a great idea. When do we want to do it, right? When do we want to do it? We were on the computer. We said, when do we want to do it? What time? We get it scheduled, and here we are. And now, guess what? Now we got to share the 555 method with you. Now, this is the good news. If you want to know more about the 555 method, if you want to really dive into the 555 method, and Gabby and Nikki don't even know I'm going to do this, I'm going to do something very special. I'm going to give you, okay, if you're here tonight, you have to reach back out to Gabby or Nikki, whoever invited you here, and just tell them, I want more, right? Just that's it. You got to tell them, I want more, and they're gonna give you more of the 555. Okay, they're gonna break it down for you in a way that's gonna literally, it's gonna be like, oh my gosh, was it that easy? Nikki, was it that easy when you did this the first time?
It was that easy. As a matter of fact, I did this while we were doing the webinar, and I have 4 messages waiting for me, blinking at me on Facebook. I reached out to 7 people on Facebook while we were doing this webinar. So 4 messages waiting for me, people I don't even know. So it's pretty fun. So see, yeah, it's so fun.
It's easy, it's fun, it works, and this is the reality is when you go at it this route, the people are highly responsive because you reached out personally, right? It makes all the difference in the world. It just absolutely does. So what's the special thing? You stayed till the end. What do you get? Well, if you talk to Gabby, if you go back to Nikki and you say, yes, I want more, they're going to give you some more of the 555. They're going to give you a little bit more, a more extended version of what we talked about tonight. They're going to actually give you private access to a video that's in a members-only site, okay, that gives you over an hour-and-a-half walkthrough of this exact method. I'm doing that where we're doing it live with, I don't know, a half a dozen people, and you will be able to, if you're here, you will be able to watch along. You will be able to do the method at the exact same time as you're watching the video and achieve results.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You will be able to do this. And the reason I can tell you that I know that you'll be able to do this is because every single person on the webinar achieved results. Right? The reason I can tell you that I know you'll do it is because Nikki just did it right now while we were on the webinar tonight. She didn't even tell us that she was doing it. Okay? So you're going to get that. That's what you get for staying. But if you're still here right now, the ladies want to do something really special. They wanted me to tell you about it. It's something that I think, personally, I think they're going crazy. I think they're like, I told you I have chickens and bunnies and goats and things. In my terminology, I think they're giving away the farm on this one. But hey, that's how they run their business. They want to give you guys and you gals massive value. So what am I going to do? I'm not going to argue with 2 networking powerhouses like these 2, right? I'm just here to show you some fun online tricks. So this is what they told me that they were going to do. They put something together that for you that's so special that I can't believe it. So here's the gig. They're using a platform. They're using a set of marketing tools. Okay, and I actually use the same exact set of tools. It's a set of tools that allowed me to do all these fun stuff that I told you about earlier. there's a couple of options that they're going to give you. Two, right? That's a couple. A couple is two. They're going to give you two options. Now, if you're like, well, I want to check it out, I want to try it, then I want you to tell them this. I want you to reach back out, and you're going to say, yes, I want more, right? Because you want more, because you want the 555 big video, and then you say, yes, I want more, and I want to try. And that's it, right? I want to try. And what the ladies are going to do is they're going to give you a 10-day trial of the marketing platform that we are using, right? In addition, okay, you're going to get the 555 no matter what. This is what you're going to get to support what it is you're doing, okay? The trial, it's 10 days, it's $10. It's not even $10. It's $9.99. You can get a refund if after the 10 days you didn't like it, okay? That's one thing that they're going to give you. But this is where I told you they're giving away the farm, right? They're giving baby goats. There's little baby chickens coming. You know, sometimes you see like little, you know, when you see the ducks and there's like the mama duck and then there's like like all the little baby ducks. They're giving away the entire farm, and this is what they're doing. Excuse me, I got a cough. For those that say, yeah, I want to do the trial, but you know what? I want to do this for a month with you ladies. I want to just go with it. Nikki and Gabby are obviously investing in themselves. They're obviously investing time and energy to build their team and to help their team and the ladies and the gentlemen that they're working with, right? And you know it. You can feel it. You sensed it tonight. You're like, wow, this is amazing. I want to plug into them even more. If that's you and maybe you're like me, because that's where I was at. I remember I was in the exact same place. There was people that were reaching out to me, and I was like, are they serious? They're going to show me how they're doing it? Okay, right? So maybe you're at that place, and if you are, then you want to reach out again and say, yes, I want more, right? Yes, Gabby, I want more. Yes, Nikki, I want more. That's going to give you the 555 method. But then don't say, I want to try, right? Just tell them, I'm all in. That's it. I'm all in. And what they're going to do is something crazy. They're going to give you a link to the platform. Okay, it's going to be one extra step because they're going to give you the trial, and then you're going to say, yeah, I'm going to upgrade. I'm going to be all in for a month with you. But this is where they're giving you the farm. If you do that, in addition to setting you up, getting you all the training, showing you exactly what they're doing, in addition to that, this is nuts. They're going to give you 100 leads, 100 prospects, 100 phone numbers of did you hear me? 100 phone numbers of real live people to call about your business. People that have been in business before, that have been in online business, that have had a home-based business, that have done some network marketing, that may be interested in your specific opportunity. They're going to give you 100 leads right now, right over the next few days, to start calling, to start practicing your skills as you're setting up your system, as you start to build your list, as you start to use the 555 method to start networking online, to really building the network that you deserve to have, that will start to pay you month after month after month because they know, like, and trust you. While you're building that, these ladies are like, hey, why don't we just give them some leads? We're going to give it to you. They're not charging you. They're actually waiving any fees, and they're giving it to you out of their pocket. They're like, you know what? We're going to give them the leads. I was like, wait a sec. You're going to give them 100 leads. So if you want to try and you want to do 10 days trial, tell the ladies, yes, I want more. I want to try. But if you're probably like a lot of people, okay, and you want to go for it, you want to partner up with champions, these two, then just say, yes, I want more. I'm all in. The ladies are going to send you the links, and guess what? This is the cool part. They're probably going to call me, or we'll do like a Facebook message thing or one of these Googler things and hang out, and they'll introduce you to me, and I'll say hi to you and tell you how to Google me or face message me or something, and you have questions, you can always ask. And that's real networking, and that's what we're doing. And that's what these ladies want to help you do. And I want to thank each and every one of you for allowing me a few minutes of your time so that I could share a simple method that's allowed us to create the life of our dreams. It's allowed us to create some financial freedoms. It's allowed us to have some different types of security in our employment. And in addition to that, we've got to have some, like, we've won some pretty cool prizes too this summer. So that, you know, in addition to all that stuff, they sent us really cool toys like fun computers. I'm just saying. So I want to thank Nikki and Gabby for allowing me to come and share with all of you this evening. So thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Gabby, for allowing me to share. I really want to encourage anyone that's here tonight that's thinking about working with either of you, or maybe that's already working with you, that wants to take their business to the next level, to really press in and reach out and message the two of you tonight and say, yeah, you know, I want all in. I want to be all in, because I want to be all in, right? I'm like, hey, I want to be all, like, I want to get some more, like, I'm going to call some more people. I'm going to do some things.
Yeah, I love it. Bert, thank you so much, too. It's been a total privilege. Of course, I get excited every time my phone rings and it's you, or I love my chance to talk to you, and I've learned so much, and I can't tell anybody, and I wished I'd have known about this 9 months ago. You know, I mean, especially starting this MLM that I started, knowing that these resources were available, and I thought I made them up in my brain, but knowing that it's real and it's true, and it's truly been a game changer just in the last month. So it's awesome. So it's an honor. I appreciate it, Bert.
Absolutely. Glad to be here. Gabby wanted to say, she told me, she sent me a message, she wanted to say how awesome you were, Nikki, and she was so glad to be working with you. She said she might send me some Propecia or Rogaine.
Nice.
I don't know what those things are, but I think that's good if people want to send you presents, so I'm going to take that. That's a plus. I'm not sure what that is, but I want to say that's a plus. She just sent me a message. She said it's in the mail. So maybe the next time we do a webinar, you might see me with like a curly hair toupee. So that's it. I think that's a wrap, right? Are we all? Yeah. We're all wrapped up, right?
Yes, that's great.
For those that get the 555 method, at the very minimum, you absolutely want to grab that. So for those that grab that, I want you to give the ladies about 24 hours to be able to get you that access, because I'm going to give them some special keys, right? The magic coupon codes for you, so that you can have access to that special members area, so that you can access that video.
Sweet. That's awesome, Bert. You're a gem.
Awesome. So what do they have to do to be able to get a hold of you and Gabby, so that they can take you up on these offers that you guys are giving them tonight?
Well, there were a lot of people messaging on the chat, but you know, Gabby and I have mutual friends as well, and so I just want to make sure the credit is where credit is due. So I asked them to just message us separately on Facebook and let us know if they're interested in the 555 method, or if they want to try the trial, or if they want to go all in and get the 100 leads and the whole shebang. So if they can message us separately on Facebook, so that we're making sure that you guys are getting your attention, that'd be great.
Awesome. Well, there you go. There you have it. Yeah. Go ahead and just message Gabby or message Nikki, whoever invited you over to the webinar. They'll get you hooked up and taken care of. And we want to, again, thank you so much for spending this evening with us. We will definitely see you. Either we're going to see you over on Facebook, we're going to be talking with you, chatting with you soon, or we'll probably see one of these Hangout webinars very shortly. So thank you for stopping by. We'll see you all very soon.
Yes. Thank you.